breaths here. So hands on the belly, wiggle those shoulders a little bit, soft bend in the knees. Beautiful. From here, inhale, arms out. And then exhale, bring it in. Relax those shoulders. Again, breathe in, arms out. Beautiful. Exhale, bring it in. Let's do one more. Here we go. Breathe in, arms out. Exhale, bring it in. Wonderful. All right, grab your strap, your stretchy strap, your scarf, your TheraBand. Of course, all my stuff is not where it's supposed to be. Oh, well. Of course, right? And let me grab a yoga block. Of course, I got lots of equipment in the room. So today I'm going to do the stretchy strap. Last week I did the strap with the buckle. So if you have a strap with the buckle, what you're going to do is step your feet in and bring it onto the thighs. In fact, let me just grab that so I can demonstrate that. So this is part of our building our hip muscular strength. And I'm looking to see if you can see me in the camera. I need to scoot this back a little bit so you can see my feet, just in case. Just know you can do this class barefoot or with shoes. For whatever reason, I have my shoes on today, probably because it's cold outside. And I'm like, woo. Yes, it's still cold in Texas. It's about 53. So if I'm using the strap with the buckle, I'm kind of making it a little big here to begin with. And yes, go ahead and have a loop in your strap when you come to Friday's class. And put one foot in and then the other. This is the awkward part of class, right? All right, so this is how you would do this with a buckle strap. So I have the buckle on top because I don't want it to knob myself on the side of the leg. And I have probably 2 hand widths in between the legs, but you know what? I'm going to kind of choke up on that a little bit to make it a little bit more tight, more vigorous. Yeah. Now, if you're using the stretchy band, I love the stretchy band. This one's a short one. I don't know if it's going to work. It's kind of smanky looking. Anyway, you would bring it underneath, and I just want to show, you're going to tie it with the regular knot and get a good, I hope it doesn't break. And you get a little bunny ear and another bunny ear. So a regular bow, okay? There's a little hand yoga in this too. So this, if you got some arthritis, this might be a little challenging. So you've got your stretchy band and you can use the strap. So I'm not using the strap today because I wanted to demonstrate this with the stretchy band today. So I'm going to go ahead and take the strap off. So you're not going to have the same range of motion with the strap as you would with the stretchy band. So if you can, get a stretchy band because it's going to give you a little extra stuff here. So what we're going to do is take the foot, let's take the right foot. We're going to hop it in and kind of secure the bottom of the foot into the side of the left foot. So you have the knee out a little bit. Now you got to scooch away from the back of the chair. Otherwise it's going to hit your behind kind of weird and awkward, okay? So again, this is to strengthen the hip musculature, which is what we need to have better balance to help us have better fall prevention. So there's a little bit of sensation going on here because I have it a little bit apart, and I'm going to place my hands back behind me, tall posture here, and I'm going to bring it out. So with the strap, you're not able to move it much, but you're going to feel lots of good pressure going on here. So it's a good thing. It's just a different sensation. And then bring it back in. So there's not much going back in with the cloth strap. There's a little bit more play with the stretchy band or the band with the handles on the end. Let's do that again. Bring it out. So again, you're pushing opposite ends of the room with both legs. Now make sure this other leg is foot firm, anchored into the ground. Maybe you place a hand on that to remind you to firm into the floor. And this other leg is out. Yes, we're holding the pose. Might get spicy. When it gets spicy, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose and release. Woo! And then, you know what? That's probably not tight enough to give a good response. So you kind of have to figure, is it tight enough? Maybe it's okay right now, but we're going to do it again. So here we go. Press the leg out. Maybe place the hand on the inside of that knee. Press it out. Maybe press it out some more. I got to move my behind a little bit. Very good. And I'm pressing it out a little bit more. So I'm going to see, is there a thumbs up? Can you feel it? Yes? Okay. Is there some strong sensation going on here? Yes? No? Yeah? Okay. All right. I'm looking at the people who are on camera giving me some clues or context clues. And then bring it in. Woo! Woo! It feels always better when you come out of the posture. Bring that foot back to the center. You know what? I'm going to undo my bow. Oh, look at that. It just broke. Of course, right? I'm going to retie my bow because I want it tighter. I'm just a glutton for punishment. I just want a little bit more sensation going on here. That one, again, that was a smanky one. I have a better one. I need to bring that one up. Okay, other side. Of course it fails, right? I'm on camera. All right. Let's just do the strap. Sorry about that. Yeah, y'all are just probably really entertained by that. Okay, yoga teacher can't get her stuff together. Of course not. In an emergency, I'm just doing a knot here. Again, I'm bringing that foot in and I'm pressing the opposite ends of the room. So yours is going to be a little bit more if you have a stretchy strap, but it's going to feel a little bit more in the yoga strap. So into the hip musculature, into the sides of the legs. Y'all probably feeling the good stuff here, yes? No? Okay. Y'all going, quit asking. And release, relax, relax. Let's do it again. Press opposite ends of the room. Press that standard leg or the leg that's not moving firm into the floor. Little extra here. Woo! Again, if it's spicy, remember, return your attention back to your nose. Listen to the breath going in through the nose and out through the nose. Sometimes that redirection of listening to the breath, feeling the breath, allows you to stay in the yoga posture a little bit more. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most times it does. And relax, release that. Let all that tension disappear, dissipate. Let's do it again. Again, press firmly into that standard leg or the balanced leg and press the other one away. Actually, make sure both are pressing, smoothing out the wrinkle on the floor. You don't like wrinkles, so we're smoothing everything away. So we're pressing opposite ends of the room. Can you feel your hips a little bit? Yes, no? Okay, great. Woo! And release. And you know what? Let's do that one more time. Why not? So press firmly, press away, press, press, press. You can also take the hands and press them away. If you don't have any gear, use your hands, press away as you're pressing inward. So again, you can do this without gear. It's going to be a little bit more effective with gear. So, try to have something on hand next time. And release. Woo! All right, so I tied a knot in mine, so I'm going to let that one come off my legs somehow. All right, and while we're here, while we're waiting for Gail to undo her knot, let's grab our yoga block, shall we? We shall. I'm going to place that block over, or that strap over by the side. Grab your yoga block, and let's do hands on either side of the block, so we'll press palms here. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And let's breathe in, belly big. This is called swimming dragon. Belly button tight, push the block away, turn the head the opposite direction. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, back to the center, belly button contracted. Stay here, breathe in, belly big, press, press, press. Exhale, push it away. Stay here, breathe in, belly big. Exhale, back to heart center. Beautiful. All right, release the block. Grab your yoga strap. So sometimes you can use the loop end of your yoga strap for this posture, but what I like to do, whether you have a loop on the strap or not, I like to fold the strap or the scarf or the TheraBand in half, and then I'm going to step on kind of the middle of it with my foot. And I'm going to turn my leg out to the side so this shows up on the camera. So we're doing what's called big toe hold. So I have one hand on either end of that strap. I'm going to extend that leg out. So I'm resting on the back of the heel, and I'm going to move my behind because it's weirdly on that chair. Okay. So this is also a bone building posture, but it's also one for helping us for fall prevention. So what we're doing, we're pulling on the strap. Woo! Hello, calf. And then we're pushing the foot into the strap. So we're trying to engage muscular contraction, holding the posture about 30 seconds to a minute, 12 seconds. That's for muscular contraction to stimulate bone growth. So this is called big toe hold with the yoga strap. You should be feeling this in the hands, maybe the forearms, and depending how far back your inner side of your arms are, maybe in the upper back, shoulders. What I like to do sometimes, because sometimes this hanging on to the strap is kind of challenging for my hands, I'll move my hands up the strap and wrap the wrists or wrap the strap around my wrist to hold it in a different manner. Now my arms are more extended when I do that, but it's still a very strong pull push. Your calf should be talking like, I feel that strong sensation. Woo! I hope, are y'all feeling that strong sensation in the back of the leg? Yes, no? Okay, I'm looking at some of y'all going, yeah, okay. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Woo-hoo, man, it's getting a little tight there, a little tight. And I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but we're going to do a little sciatica soother while we're seated. We'll also do it while we're standing. So I want you to release that tension going on. Now, keep the leg out here to the side, and we're going to point the toes away. All right, so, you're going to feel the sensation a little bit in the shin. Now, if it's too much for the back of the knee, you can always bend that knee a little bit, but really point the toes away. So I have carpet here, so this isn't easy for me to do on the carpet, so you may find that too. We're going to do a point and flex. So that's the calf pumps are good for bringing blood flow from those lower extremities back to the heart. It's considered to be the second heart. It also helps you to lower your blood glucose numbers when you pump the calves. This is also kind of smoothing out the edges of the sciatica nerve, because sometimes it gets pinchy either up in the spine, in the pelvic notch, or that piriformis muscle. Again, mine doesn't move very well because of the carpet and the shoe on the carpet. And release. We're going to switch it over to the other side. But before we do that, let's just kind of stomp those feet. Stomp on the feet, wiggle on the legs, helps you lessen leg cramp ability. And then shake the legs. I come up on the balls of the feet to shake the legs. Feels weird, but you got to do it. Let's do the other side. All right. So again, I'm going to find the middle of my strap. And then I'm going to bring it more close to the edge of my foot, the ball of the foot, and extend that leg out. Woo! Okay, this one's tight too. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to, even before I pull and push on it, right? I'm going to pull and push the foot into the strap. And I'm going to heel toe that other leg out for a little bit better balance, because I'm really here on the edge of the chair. So I don't want my behind to come slipping off. Woo! Oh my, this one feels more strong today. I don't know why, but you know what? I'm going to breathe. Here we go. Breathe in and out. Again, big toe hold. We're holding it for bone building. So this is part of our strengthening portion of the class. This is a very active yoga posture. Again, it's one of the 12 yoga postures they use for building bones, according to the, Dr. Lauren Fishman study that he's done. He's documented this with DEXA scans, which is, the gold standard for kind of knowing what's your bone density, your osteopenia, osteoporosis. Again, are you pulling, pushing? Are you being vigorous with the hands? Do you feel it in the forearms, the inner arms, maybe the armpits? Maybe. Again, push, pull, push, pull. We're holding it here. We're holding it here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Don't forget to breathe. When we coordinate breath with the movement, that's kind of like a meditative state. Helps us to lower our cortisol, which is linked to increased belly fat, which is linked to holding toxins in the body, having low lymph flow. Yeah. And release. Woo! All right. Now we're going to point the toe away. Again, it's a different type of contraction going on here with the shin muscles. Yes. And still the stuff around the knees, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, a little bit of the behind musculature. And let's go ahead and point and flex. So get that going. Again, that pump of the calf is that second heart in your body. So that's good. That's good stuff. There was a University of Houston study here in the past year talking about doing the calf pumps to lower blood glucose. So I was very excited to see that in the media. So I was telling folks in my in-person class, so you're going to Thanksgiving dinner and you can't get up for that 10-minute walk. Well, do those calf pumps. And then everybody would be going, what are you doing? Lowering my blood glucose because I ate a big turkey dinner, yeah? All right, bring it in. Very nice. From here, take a hand underneath your knee pit and bring it out to the side and in. Again, lubricating that hip joint. It's called the sumo stomp. You have the option of adding a little stomp at the bottom of this movement or not doing that sumo stomp. So again, bring it up and out. So this is getting in and out of the car, functional movement. If you've got back pain, you usually notice it when you're getting in and out of the car, whether it's the driver or the passenger side, yeah? So it may mean that you're strong, more strong one side versus the other. And you need to get that investigated. Maybe go to a personal trainer or a physical therapist to figure out, okay, left side stronger than the right side. Give me some exercises. Let's do one more. All right, let's do the other side. So again, you may need to really draw the belly button towards the spine. It might be a little spicy. Do what you can with what you got. You don't have to go as fast. You don't have to go as high. But I encourage you to figure out where's your tolerance here, yeah? Woo! I kind of like the sumo stomps. But of course I would, right? Next, we're going to do knee strengtheners and the 6 essential spinal movements. And then we'll move on to a seated warrior for our more hip musculature contraction, and then our standing stuff that we do for balance and stretching. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. Don't know how to count. Feet back to the center. Kind of stomp those feet. Move the arms too if you can, like you're walking. Again, do what you can. Beautiful. Now we're going to scoot back to the back of the chair. Whoop, I got to move my strap out of the way. Let me move my detritus out of the way too. So I got my behind into the crack of the back of the chair here. And then I have my feet forward. So for the knee strengtheners, it's basically a flex and a point. That seems to be a theme in this class, yeah? So we're going to take one leg, flex that heel. Now it feels strange. I got to lift up my leg a little bit. So again, as if you're pressing firmly on the brake, right? And toes towards the sky. And then release, hover the foot, and then point the toe forward. And then release it down. Very good. Let's do the other side. So you're going to flex that heel. If you need to lift the leg, make it more comfortable, do that. Again, strengthens everything around the knee. Lower it down, hover, so your knee is up a little bit, and then point the toe forward. Very good. And release. Other side, flex that heel, flex, flex, flex. Give me a strong one. Whoop. And then hover, bring it down, and then point the toe, point, 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 and release. Excellent. Other side, here we go. Flex that heel up into the sky. Sound effects are optional. And lower, and then point that toe, and release. One more time, each side. Here we go. Flex that heel. Nice. Hover, point the toe, release. Other side, here we go. Flex the heel. Last time this side. Hover, point the toe, and release. Come forward on your chair a little bit. Let's just kind of do a little stuff for our knees and our hips. Clap the hands and kind of grind into those palms. Get a little warmth going on here. Move it into the fingers. We cover more of this in the chair Tai Chi class. That's next Wednesday if you want to sign up for that later on. And place the heat onto the kneecaps. Be sweet. Be kind. If you have spicy kneecaps, don't put much pressure here. Again, a little bit of heat onto the kneecaps from your palms in reverse direction. I'm kind of hinged forward a little bit here so I can reach my knees comfortably. And then I'm going to come up on the pads of my fingers and stimulate kind of around the kneecap, knee circle, those acupressure places. Kind of tickles a little bit. It feels kind of funny. And then reverse. Very good. And for lessening knee pain, we take the palms of our hands very softly. We tap on the outsides of the knees. Now I'm hinged forward so I can get a good tap going on there. Makes a nice little sound there. Again, you're going to do a lot less if there's pain or not at all. Yeah, you can always opt out. Very good. Now y'all stay there, okay? I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the 6 essential spinal movements. So I teach the cat-cow in a certain way. So again, I'm away from the back of the chair, so I've got a good space going on here. And I have my knees kind of going at this nice little angle. So they're not tucked in. They're not extended out. They're kind of in that halfway place, yeah? So this is considered to be mountain pose, where you have your ears over your shoulders as best you can. So if you tend to have a head jutting forward, here's the challenge. You press on the forehead. Woo. Try to keep it here in that position. It may be mission impossible. Try the best you can, though. Shoulders over the hips. Hands on my legs. We're going to start with cat first, okay? So hands on the knees. Well, first we're in mountain, so we're going to breathe in, belly big. Now we contract that belly button towards the spine. We're going to curve the spine to the back of the chair. So we kind of feel this little pelvic tilt tucking in under here. I feel my muscles kind of moving away from my spiny back. Then stay here, breathe in, belly big. Contract the belly button, come back up to tall seated mountain. So you may have noticed that little pelvic tilt happening here. Stay here, breathe in. Now my elbows are going to go out to the side and I'm hinging forward towards my tops of my thighs. Now keeping my eyes looking straight ahead and not dropping it to my chest or up towards the sky. Because if you have kyphosis, lordosis, excessive curvature of the upper neck, then you just want to keep things neutral, okay? Now from here, breathe in, belly big. Contract that belly button and then come back up to tall seated mountain. Now I'm going to show this to the front now as we do this a couple more rounds, okay? So again, away from the back of the chair, curve the spine to the back of the room. First we breathe in. Exhale, curve to the back of the chair. You're going to feel those muscles peeling away from the spine. Stay here, breathe in. Come up to tall seated mountain. Beautiful. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, now bend my elbows out and to hinge myself forward a little bit. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, back to tall seated mountain. We're going to do one more round. So here we go. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, curve to the back of the chair. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, come back up to tall seated mountain. Last time, stay here, breathe in. Exhale, hinge forward. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, nice tall seated mountain. All right, let's do side lateral flexion. My feet are about a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Now I'm going to sneak one hand back behind me. I'm still away from the back of the chair. You can be on a fist or a wrist here. You have a little squeezy shoulder. Inhale, reach, reach, reach for the sky. Feet firm into the floor. Reach up. Exhale, lean that side body over. Feel it from the hip through the armpit to the hand. Yours may be more curvy. This is my pacemaker side, so I don't go too far on that pacemaker side. Inhale, back on up. Exhale, float it down. Let's do the other side, shall we? Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Now, maybe your arm needs to be bent. That's okay, okay? So again, squeeze the shoulder, hand back behind you. Get nice and tall in your position. Inhale, reach a little bit more. Wiggle those fingers if you can. Belly button tight. Exhale, lean that side body over. Hang on to your chair. I love it. Stay here. Breathe in. Exhale, come back on up and down. The last spinal movement is unsupported twist. So I do unsupported twist because sometimes when we add a hand to an opposite leg and twist, we do too much, especially if we have back pain. So let's bring our arms into a letter T. Well, no, wait. A letter W. T is this way. Letter W is this way. And we feel that squeeze of the shoulder. So we build the upper body musculature also. Woo! From here, we're going to breathe in, belly big, squeeze those shoulders. Feet firm into the floor, belly button tight, twist over to one side. So it's all the thoracic spine doing the work. Stay here, your chin aligned with your chest. Breathe in. Exhale, back to the center. Relax the shoulders down. Sometimes that super squeezing towards your ears gets a little tiring. We just take a mini break. But you know what? Go back into not much of a break. Breathe in, belly big. Squeeze everything and twist over to the other side. As you exhale, ooh, it twisted more. Very nice. Chin aligned with your chest. Stay here. Breathe in. Exhale back to the center and release. Shoulder shrugs up. And then we're going to make it look funny. Turn halfway. So this is to reduce that kyphosis. And then release the shoulders down. Come back to the center. Let's do that again. Shoulders up towards the ears. Squeeze the upper body musculature. Turn halfway over to the other side. Yes, it looks funny. Feel that strength happening here. And then release. Lovely. Up and downs with those shoulders. Very good. We're going to do standing today. We're going to skip the seated warrior, move on to the standing. And I'm going to turn my chair sideways. Let me move this equipment out of the way so that I do not trip on anything. Very good. I still got the other chair close by for the last part of our standing business. So again, I'm looking to see how you can see this in the camera. Okay, very good. So this one is for your arm and leg stretch. You got your toes pointed towards your back of your chair, or you could also do this on the wall. So if you don't have a chair, I hope you have a chair because this is chair yoga, right? Okay. We're going to step the leg that's closest to me, whichever one that is. Okay, you figure out what that is. Step it back and lay down on that heel. Lay down on that heel. Have your heel down on the floor. You know what? This leg is not, I got to scooch it forward a little bit. And then I'm going to bend the forward knee. Okay. You might start to feel that stretch in that hip flexor. Same arm as the leg that has stepped back. Raise it up. So there's a little back bend going on here. Maybe feel it more in the top of the leg, the quadricep, the knee, the calf, the heel to the floor. Woo! And then we're going to bend that back knee, step it to the back of the chair. Do the other side. So step the other foot back and lay down on that heel. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Bend the forward knee. And you know what? I'm going to step back just a little bit more because I'm going to feel it a little bit more. Bend that forward knee. Okay, whatever leg you step back, same side arm comes up. Notice if it feels more or less. Hand on the chair. Woo. Bend, lean forward, bend that back knee, step forward to the back of the chair. Let's do the same step again. Step that other foot back, come down on that heel, bend the forward knee, very good. Strong leg into the floor, arm goes up, or arm stays on the chair. That's always the option. If you're seated on the chair, you bring the leg out to the side, bring that leg back, hang onto the chair, arm up. And then bring it down, bring it back to the chair. Let's do the other side. Step the foot back, put the heel down, bend that forward knee, arm goes up, same arm, same side as the leg that went back. Very good, very good. Lean a little forward, bend that back knee, step it forward. Now we're going to step it back a little bit more on this next one, our third one. So step it back a little bit more, maybe a little bit more, maybe not. Come down on that heel. I got tippy fingers on my chair. I'm going to bend that knee, start pulling a little bit deeper, but if you need to go back to the original position, please do so. Hand, whatever leg is back, that same side arm. Maybe you can do a little bit more, maybe not. Woo! Kind of feel that hip business. Come step to the back of the chair. Let's do the other side. Step it back a little bit more if you can. If you can, lay that heel down, tippy fingers on the chair, bend that forward knee. Ooh, that feels generous. That's one word for it. And then, again, arm up. Breathe. Don't hold that breath. Maybe you're shaking like I am. I'm shaking. Bring that arm down. Step it forward. Beautiful. Now, we're going to do the sciatica soother. So we don't go way back. We go somewhere in between the first step back and the way back. I hope that makes sense. So step it a little bit back, yeah? And that other foot closer to the chair. Very good. Now we're going to, let me think here. We're going to bend the back leg. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. Then come roll up on that toe. So you're kind of tucking that tailbone under. And then there's a little squeezy business going on here. So again, this is a sciatica soother. Same side arm goes up. This is a little bit of a balance challenge going on here. A little bit of a strength builder. And release. Let's do the other side. So my feet are really close to the back of the chair. Step it back a little bit. Come on that heel. Then lift that heel and tuck that tailbone under, or tuck the behind under. Hang onto your chair. Lift that same side arm up as the leg that's kind of tucked and rolled under. Again, if you need to do both hands here, that works too, okay? Woo! And release. Beautiful. All right, so this next one is just a leg swing. You know what? I'm going to move this chair more forward because I don't want to hit the chair. Or do I? Who knows? And I'm standing behind the chair. So, I'm not like right hugging up against it, okay? I'm a little bit away here, yeah? So again, let me show this forward. And basically, I'm here at the center of the back of the chair and swinging out and in. So here we go. 1, 2, woo, 3. Do what you can. 4, 5, oh my, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. Again, you're step back away from that chair a little bit. I'm going to step back just a little bit more. Other side, we're going to try to do 8 repetitions, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, hello, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. Now I'm going to show this next one. So we're not hugging the chair. We're back away from the chair, all right? And we're basically going to be taking the leg across and out. So again, you got to be a little distance away from the back of the chair. So the setup for this is you have both feet pointed towards the front of the room, step them a little bit wider, take the leg that you're going to swing across, and again, I'm going to step back, and turn the heel out, toe in. So again, we're going to be lubricating the hip joint here. So we're going to bring it across, toe pointing across, and when we bring it out, the toe points out. Let's try it. So here we go. Bring it forward and heel, toe out. So toe in, toe out. I hope this makes sense. Hang on. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Actually, 1 more. And release. Woo! Kind of move side to side a little bit. And we're going to do the other side. Again, make sure you're away from the back of the chair. Very good. And you're going to bring that heel out, toe in. We're going to bring it across first and then out. So bring toe in, toe out. Toe in, toe out. Again. Woo. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Very nice. And again, move a little bit so it kind of lubricates our ball socket or hip joint, that heel out, toe in business. And then this next one is a common chair Tai Chi movement. It's called the empty step. We're going to point our toes towards the corner of the chair and we're here to the outside of the chair. Bend both knees, and we're basically going to take a heel forward, toes up. All the weight is on the leg closest to the chair. Heel out to the side. Toe points back behind you. So you have a little squeeze of the bum going on there. Again, heel forward. All the weight on that leg next to the chair. Out to the side. Back behind you. Feel the pressure building in that leg. Here we go. Forward. Out to the side. Back behind you. 2 more. Here we go. Forward. Out to the side. Point that toe behind you. Last one today. Forward, toe up, heel down, toe up, out to the side. Point it back behind you. Very good. With this inside leg, the leg closest to the chair, we're going to swing that leg. So here we go. Hand on the hip, swing it back and forth. Make sure you don't hit the wall like I just did. This is good for bursitis. Getting that body ready to walk. Releasing the tension held in that leg when we were doing that empty step, the 3-point stepping drill. 2 more. 2 and 1. Very good. Other side. So again, I'm going to shift my chair over a little bit, point my toes towards the corner. And you know what? I'm not going to point it that much. There we go. Bend both knees. Kind of tuck my tailbone under a little bit. And we're going to do heel up. So here we go. Heel up, heel up. Toe up, heel forward. Out to the side, point it back behind you. Woo, feel that squeeze. Heel forward, toe up, out to the side, back behind you. Point that toe. Very good. Toes up, heel down, heel up to the side, toe back behind you. Let's do that again. Toes up, heel down, heel to the side, point that toe back behind you. 2 more. Toe up, not the heel, heel to the side, point that toe back behind you. Last one. Toe up, heel down. Excellent. Heel out to the side. Woo! Point it back behind you. Very nice. Little movement here side to side. We're going to swing that inside leg. Make sure there's nothing behind you. Again, I'm going to move my chair forward a little bit. I hit the wall before. And let's start that swinging. Hand on the hip. Swing that inside leg. I'm checking our time here, seeing what we need to add in, take out. We need to do golden rooster, which is another balance pose. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. From here, pointing the toes towards the corner, I'm going to scoot a little bit closer and bending both knees, hand on the chair. I'm going to grip it this time, maybe, I don't know. And the outside leg, we're going to raise it up, raise the arm up, point the toe down. Now, if you need to have the hand underneath the knee, have it more towards the floor, that's okay. Do what you can with what you got. And then release. Come out of it, move a little bit, shift side to side. Then again, both sets of toes pointed towards the back of the chair, bend both knees, settle down into the leg closest to the chair, lift the outside and elbow up, point the toe down, always forget that part. You can release the chair. Whoa, no I cannot. Some of you all can, beautiful. Woo, and release, hello hips, move a little bit side to side. Very good. All right, both toes pointed towards the corner, bend the knees, tuck it in a little bit, settle into that leg close to the chair, lift the elbow, lift the knee up. Again, hand can be underneath or not. Can the hand release? No. And release. Little movement here. We're going to go over to the other side. Again, pointing the toes towards the corners. Very good. Bend both knees. Excellent. Lift that outside leg, the elbow up, point the toe down. Can you release the chair or not? So one side may be more wiggly than the other, yes? And release. Move a little bit side to side to come out of that posture. Again, bend both knees. Very good. Tuck that tailbone in. Elbow up, knee up. Again, hand underneath. Perfectly fine. Point that toe down. Balance. Maybe you can release the chair. Maybe not. And release. Beautiful. Next is bringing both your chairs into play. Now you can use a chair and a wall for this instead, but I want to show you this moving forward. And I've got a good space in between my chairs here. Very good. Well, is there room for me? No. I'm a little wide, so I need a little bit wider here. All right, so you use different muscles when you walk forwards versus walking backwards. So a lot of us, when we get to be vintage age, we're looking down at the floor watching our feet, right? So we've got this forward movement. We're trying to encourage upright movement. All you can do is practice, right? So here we go. We're going to heel toe forward, kind of pause a little bit, and then go heel. Let's go toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. And then again, heel toe forward, and then freeze. Take a look at your feet. Do they point in the same direction? Do they tend to turn out? Do they turn in? No judgment there, but that's usually an indication if maybe you have tight hips or maybe some knees. Hang on to your chair. Step back, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Look at your feet. Now, when I go backwards, mine tend to go more out to the side than when I go forwards. That's just something I notice on me. And again, go forward, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And let's go back, toe, heel, toe, heel. As you're looking forward, not down at your feet, okay? And again, forward, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And I'm hanging onto the chair. And then go back, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Very nice. So last week I gave you all some homework where we did the 2 chair sit to stand. And what you can do is put one of your chairs kind of up against the wall. That's a song, I think by Willie Nelson, I think. I don't know who it's by. And then the other one in front. So I'm going to show this the front way first, and then I'll show the side view. And then I'm going to sit down in the chair, and I'll see how I can do this without plopping, okay? So let's see if that works. Woo! Okay, so I recently had to go to, let's see, what was it, MD Anderson yesterday. And we had to go to the restroom on the way, and it was like a low restroom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, can I do that without plopping? I was able to, yay. That's your independence pose. Then I have my feet about shoulder width apart, hands on the chair, and then come up to standing. All right, now let me show that sideways. Don't do the sideways if you have like wood floors. You want to have it up against the wall, okay? The way to build your strength in your legs and your behind muscles is to practice sit to stand. So I just use my hand to come down. Do you do that too? You don't want to put your hand on that toilet though, do you? Okay, so I'm tucking in my heels towards the front of the chair that I'm sitting on. I'm away from the back of the chair, and I'm going to move that chair just a little bit away. And then I'm really press my feet firm into the floor. I'm trying to have my knees track with my feet. I don't have the knees wide, which is sometimes impossible, yeah? So contract the low belly, and then push into the feet and raise up. Ooh. Did you hear that, Emmy? I went, raise up. Had a little grunt going on there. Okay, I'm going to bring my feet a little bit more in. Hands on the top of the chair. Bend the knees. Stick the booty out. Stick the booty out some more. And then softly come down to the chair. You can fingertips on the side of the chair. Heart rate's going to go up when you do this, by the way. This is a cardio pose. Woo! Let's do that again. Firm feet into the floor. Yeah. Fingertips on the chair. Stand up. If you can, come back on down. Slow, slow, slow. Woo! Heart rate's probably like bouncing there, yeah? Let's do one more. Fingertips on the chair. Lean forward. Come up. And now we're going to do the hover, okay? So we're going to go halfway down. Knees tracking with the feet. You kind of check that, okay? Come a little bit more. Again, think about the nastiest toilet, potty potty at the state fair. And you're going, no, not going to go there. Got to use your strength then. And then come on down. Whew. Beautiful. I love it. Shake those legs. Stomp those feet. Oh, my. Keep them shaking. Keep them stomping. Let me move that out of the way. Again, that's your homework. Sit to stand. Sit to stand. Okay. Beautiful. Inhale. Circle. Sweep arms up. Let's do flex wrist to kind of smooth out the edges. Exhale. Out through the mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Very nice. And flex those wrists. Exhale through the mouth. Very nice. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in. Now bring the hands down to heart center. Mouth closed. Very nice. Now, I invite you to get comfortable. That might be scooting back in your chair, getting on the couch, laying on the floor, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm going to come up to the Beautiful. Let's open those eyes, move those fingers. Whoo! Clap the hands, rub those hands. Let's just do one more tapping sequence. Tap the tips of the fingers. Those are 5 meridians in our bodies, and to the outside of the arm. And then lean your head, get that shoulder, palm up, come down the front of the arm. Let's do that 2 more times. So tap, tap, tap the tips of the fingers and do it to the side of the arm. Bring it up. Now you're not being too vigorous here, okay? Into the shoulders, that's my favorite. Palm up and bring it down. Let's do one more. Here we go. Tap, tap, tap the tips of the fingers, turn it to the side, bring it up the side of the arm. Oh yeah. Palm up and bring it down. Clap those hands, rub them a little bit. We're going to switch sides. So here we go. Tip, tip, tap, tap, tap the tips of the other fingers. Bring it to the outside. Here we go. I'm going to look. My head's already dropping down so I can get that shoulder. And bring it down the front of the arm to the palm. Again, tap, tap, tap the tips of the fingers, then to the outside. Get that shoulder. Oh, yeah. Palm up. Bring it down. Last time. Here we go. Tap, tap, tap the tips of the fingers. And here we go. All the way up the side. And that shoulder down the front. Clap those hands. Rub, rub, rub. Let's take our fingertips and just tap the cranium. Tap the brain. Got lots of meridians that run through the top of the head, the side of the head. Very good. Now, you can rest your palms up, resting on your lap. Palms to heart center, hands together. Whichever one's better for you. I'm going to do palms stacked upon each other on my heart. And let's think about one thing that we're grateful for, or at least an idea of gratitude, okay? And whatever that is, let's just take that and envelop it into our heart space. And I invite you to drop your chin towards your heart center, just in gratitude of you showing up today. Breathe in, breathe out. You can keep your chin towards your chest or lift your chin back to its normal placement. And I'll end our class with our traditional sayings and then stop the recording. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So let's take the peace, the strength, and the understanding, and that little attitude of gratitude, and let's pass it on. Namaste, which means the bright light in me honors and respects the bright light in you.